Really can't believe that I actually recorded my whole intro and the camera was facing the wrong way. This is the level of production for someone who's doing their very first video, I guess. This stage, if you're facing the wrong way, it's a you problem. No, that's not true. That is 100% a me problem. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Just getting to the bottom of this. I am doing a Sylvaneth showcase. I have decided upon myself, with the powers invested by myself and free will, that I decided that I was going to paint Sylvaneth in a glade design that's completely unique, that's not been done before, at least from my knowledge. When I post it online, I've not seen anyone else do it in this way. So I thought, why not? Let's go for it. So this is the Dreadwood Glade. I'm going to go into the lore in a moment, talk about that sort of stuff. First of all, let's get into the showcase. Let's not leave you hanging. So please have a look, enjoy. I hope you do. Thank you. Have to deal with my dog panting in the background. He's just gone for exercise. Anyway, let's go into some of the lore about what you may have to excuse the sound of dogs panting in the background. They've been for an exercise. I want to go into some lore about the Dreadwood now, so you can probably skip up if you want to. You've seen the showcase. It's going to be talking about it now. Talk about my decisions, the whole process of going through all of this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get into the whole lore side of this. There has always been something amiss with the Dreadwood Glade. Their soul pods were not planted in sundapple groves, but the recesses of the deepest forests, often those of Shish and Ulgu. Where the shadows grow thick, this is the fearful darkness that has wormed its way into their heartwood. For the Dreadwood are the most malicious of all Sylvaneth. They are the lurking horror behind the branches, master of perception twisting magics, terror tactics. When mortals speak of the spiteful forest entities who steal away children and lure travellers to their demise, it is often the spirits of the Dreadwood to whom they unknowingly refer. So that is basically the whole vibe. The whole vibe of the Sylvaneth when it comes to the Dreadwood. Oddly, when it comes to lore, we're going more deep lore now. The outcasts are the highest, there's the highest density in the Dreadwood Glade. Tends to be the stuff like the Drycha tends to reside in. Again, that kind of aspect. And that kind of colour palette that I've gone for with the purple wood is not far. It is the major change, really, from everything. The booklet, when it comes to the Sylvaneth, is quite an old one. And when you look at the painting guides, they do give you a very short example of what glades can look like. And in some of the showcase picturing, you can see others that are in different glades and stuff like that. But nothing really that is from the Dreadwood. The Spike Revs seems to be the only one that was ever really painted in that scheme. And it was mainly the dark blue skin. There were like grey bark and dark green leaves with the red sigils. And I liked some bits of it, but it was too much. That's blue, grey, red, and green. And that wasn't sitting right with me. So I kept the blue of the skin. I thought that was actually really thematic. I kept the red of the sigils. It just looked dope. And then I thought to myself, what's a good kind of go-between, which was the purple, and it also went with the gloomy horror side of things. And rather than adding the green leaves, I basically went from the burning sigils and just toned that down to just being a bright red. And that worked perfectly for my leaves, honestly. So yeah, that's where that came from, really. To just have the red leaves that go with the burning sigils, and it's just tied everything in. It really has. It's quite an interesting thing when it comes to the way that the Sylvaneth are painted, because there's very few unique characters. There's a lot of massive creatures, but very few uniques. You've of course got Alariel, Lady of Vines, Belthanos now, and Drycha. That's 4. Other than that, all the others are non-unique characters that you could potentially just basically get loads of and paint them in the particular groves that you're relating to. So other than that, there are some, like Drycha fits in that grove. So down the line, I'm going to be repainting her to match the rest of the army when it comes to the grove. Alariel, I just modified some of the stuff with her because she does manifest some of the aspects of the grove that she is fighting with. That is a law thing. So I decided just to change the color of her wood, change the color of her leaves, and keep everything else pretty much the same. The bug in the book is black. I thought that was boring, so I painted that what I wanted. And when it goes down the line, people like characters like Belthanos, he's most likely going to stay as he is. Like, he's a unique character. He goes from place to place, but he doesn't manifest in the Grove style from what I've seen, or at least what I've seen so far. So he seems like a very static color theme. So I've kept him book. And Durthu's, surprisingly, even though it has a unique name, not a unique character. It's the spirit of Durthu. Can be multiple of them that manifest that tree lord that was called Durthu. So he's going to be painted in the Dreadwood theme down the line as well. Right now, I have an ancient that can be converted into a regular tree lord. I'm super proud of that magnetizing technique that I was able to get down to. The Tree Lord Revenants, they can have their arms switched out to have different equipment. Again, right now I've got the swords, I've got the scythes, I've got to work out and do the bows next. I've just got too much to do. I've also got some Gossamed archers that I just got this week. They've not even been painted. I've got a lot to do on that. And plus the stuff that I've already got, that's going to all be painted to be thematic with the Grove. So that's everything that I've got so far. I really hope you enjoyed this video so far. There is going to be more stuff coming up. I also have a Space Wolf army that is going to be coming up. I've also been painting up other people's stuff. That's been on other social medias. There's not really much to talk about when it comes to that. So I'm going to kind of like post that on social media as just a little showcase of the stuff I've done. If I feel like there's going to be a point in my future where I can make some more content, I will be trying to do more on YouTube rather than TikTok and Insta, just because I feel like TikTok has just been slamming creators, and I feel like it'd be a really fun thing for me to just kind of like be having my stuff out on more of a better platform, which is YouTube, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, I'm really happy with how I've done so far. Let's hope that this is recording facing the right way. Let's hope.